Ron Brandt wasn't the right person to tell me anything for me. Um, for me, AD, for mead, for honey, okay? He was the right person to sell me a dream. He could see that I was a young woman. Uh, I met him at Oakman's. I worked at Oakman's in Reno, Nevada, and that's a blueprint uh, uh, business supply shop on one side, and the other is more like gifts and novelty items. For instance, they've at Christmas they've got uh, too many trees to count, with all with a theme of different ornaments, and gosh, we're talking your venerable ornaments and angels and that are sculpted and crafted by artisans, and you know anything cute to made by nuns or monks, okay? And so I was working in there, and I had done my first little photo shoot to have pictures in a portfolio. So I was making strides to maybe see if I could be a model, and I had just got my portfolio back that day. I just got it back. It was in my car. I went to pick it up. I got the phone, hey, it's ready, you can pick it up, they're developing. And I went to pick it up, I brought it back, and I met Ron Brandt that day in Oakman's, coming around a corner, and he's like, do you model? And I was like, wow, the timing's great, okay? Yeah, I have, do you have a portfolio? I'm like, yeah, I have one in my car right now. And so it's weird because so much of my life up to that point was kind of working with the metaphysics of energy, and then, energy alignment and, timing and synchronicity. And I'm like, oh, well, that's just fallen right into place. And I somehow think that he could see the gesture, what to say to a young woman, and in terms to that she can invest him in what would be her dreams, and he's speaking them to facilitate them. Okay, let's just say that I have a healthy suspicion, which I didn't then. Okay, I just thought it was good dynamics, that he, in terms of, I'm putting out to the universe, this is what I want, and voila, look who walks into my life and asks me if I model. And I have a portfolio with me that I just got that day, okay, that afternoon. And what else? I could tell you what I'm thinking. There's someone that, in those gaps, I'm thinking of Carcel. So that means, is that prison in Spanish? Well, that person on YouTube, he marked on me, and in a very stupid asked fashion. But one of the things he said is, and I don't like your pauses. So I have to let you know that I still hear that in my head. And even though I let him know that I'm not speaking to toy you with wood, okay, and neither is my meta for you to be misunderstood, You know, just like the person who on Earth Cam, Bama, Bama, who commented when I'm eating in front of the camera because this is where I fucking eat, uh, so that I can be present among G-EWE-D. Show a worthless thing. Googa. Guaranteed annual wage. Um, that you're not the beauty. B-E-A-U. The bow. T-E-Y-E-I-D. Uh, he commented, you eating, that's not attractive. You're not the beauty. Okay. So I have to let you know in those pauses when I'm not just filling the form in the forum for Carcel for no reason thief end. He prefers to stay that way. I start feeling it with that person's comments. Then in my silence, I'm being chided by what he said. And so I'm putting it out there. It's a distraction to lend, and I have to keep working through it. Okay? When I take a pause or a break, his comment comes in my head. Okay? Even though I dealt with it. And, saying that I don't like your pauses. You're not worthy, okay? You can put that anywhere you like. He's still not worthy, okay? No, you're not worthy. Nope, not worthy. So sorry. Okay. Anyway, in that last little gap, I was thinking of what he said, and I don't like your gaps. Well, I'm kind of like, it's kind of sometimes it's hard to get that out. So we'll just keep addressing it. Carcel still doesn't rate or trait with an honest spout or sprout. Ass sprout to pull for reward. Now I'm totally off track. Let's see. Thoughts. I was talking about Ron Brandt, and I didn't get this on the video. He spoke with his words had a toothy grip. Okay, they provided traction to my ear, and so he would speak in this way that my ear would just keep wanting to reel in on every word and build almost a reception of vision and imagination. He was feeding me a line of what I'm geared to do as a female, which is strive to be beautiful and comely, among other things, okay, and to get by with expression, okay? Is that not the highest echelon of what money could, would, should buy? And comfort in your time and in your time. I was explaining that didn't start to fall apart until I lost my virginity, and so it caused a position of dichotomy on two places. One, the church, who's also feeling the form of my spine with content, and then what this person definitely outside of the church standards is definitely doing, and finding that neither of them were perfect for me or wholly suitable, and then finding that what was to go my own way and see for myself. uh, Carcel et al. Your beauty never came through wood. Would sell thyself to the amiss, to the aspremis, sunder, under, restood. You know what it is? His conversation had traction and yield because it seemed to perpetrate and penetrate this robust, tactile seeking for meaning that couldn't be fulfilled, okay? But I think that was his spiel. I think that was his hallmark spiel to reel someone in, okay? To reel them in the same way. I'm going to sell you a never-ending verbatim fantasy, okay, with solid marketing skills of conviction, okay? I was there, I did that. This girl, and this, Miss February, she was on cocaine when she saw this picture. Okay. No, you really told me that. This model was on cocaine when she shot that picture. You know? I think he knew the power of his word. And it's not the only time that I've heard that for women, that they feel the person talking to them, that they yield to, is they make them feel special. Once you realize that your system, your legal system for the people under Go Odd, has no air in it, H-E-I-R, and does not care to be H-E-R-E. I think that bloviating a spinelessness, -t, should lose a lot of its vacuous power. To charm, to dance, hey, I got a spiel, take a step with me, I'll lead you in my framework. Okay. Over what? A bed doff nails? You gonna bend me over a bed doff nails? A bed of stupid nails? And tails? I don't think I could spot him by a picture, even if it was a picture from that time. More from the conversation. The gritty vocals, and the way that he delivered. It was the energy of the traction. Not attraction, but his words had traction. They just kind of worked on my ears almost like claws. And my ears just went along with it. Building. Going where you're going, you're feeding me, and I'm tracking. That's it. It's like stepping into a world. But then you're kind of like, it falls apart when you see you're not really a hero. And I think you're setting up this bravado to steal. Your photo shoot is not going to go anywhere for me, except to your cereal box to show another woman what you can do for her. I want to speak a moment on, there's been a couple of suicides, a 10-year-old girl and a 13-year-old. And I think that bullying kids on other kids is, whether the kids that are bullying or not, bullying, whether they know it or not, I think what upsets them is someone that wants to believe in virtue. Look, that's the only real thing that's standing on its own, okay? All you stags in the competitive marketplace thiefen, dome and home, and doffed again, uh, ass planned, plant the head, and it lands. With your own character doffed witness, you feed and fed and freed, dead again. So your nad can look pretty for no reason, to passe it on over to completion. You're not standing on your own, and that's part of what my parallax is showing. You're not really a stag, and you're not really independent in your work. In fact, all your work up to this point is merely hyphenated shirk and jerked, okay? The bullying, to me, for what I see in these the 10 and the 13, 10 really is a young age to decide you're ending your life and doing it. Don't you think? I can't remember if the 10-year-old, I think she used a gun. Parents aren't going to recover from that. I don't care if you're a bad parent, an oblivious parent. That's an indelible memory, okay? You're going to have the mess to clean up as a memory, opposed to your child's school picture smiling at you, okay? And they're going to be side by side. And you get to tote that the rest of your life. What else? I think on some level, the people that are bullying know this person believes in love. They want to love. I think the bullying people know on some level they don't come from love. And the only way they're going to restore seeming continuity going for reward, apparently, even though they are not doing the real work to go for reward, is to cut down that which would show them up, okay? The 13-year-old, she looked like she might be Latino. And I didn't click on the link, but on Yahoo they've got little video, and they'll play, and it played without audio. And so I was watching it, just a little blurb, and presuming that's her mom and her dad, and they, of course, are grief-stricken. They're 13-year-old with braces, you know, sorry, mom and dad. Been bullied a year. I'm out. I'm out of this. Cute girl. No, you just don't understand. You know, where was the bridge, okay, to get you over this hump where you couldn't see into the future? That your bullies are bullshitters, okay? What I intonated, what I perceived looking at that small blip is, your parents look like they don't speak English. Maybe they do. I'm suspecting they don't speak very good English. the way that they're expressing their grief and their sadness is so turned in, okay? I'm saying they're bereft of expression, okay? They may be feeling a lot of pain and grief, but it's still turned in as if expression isn't truly their right, okay? So that makes me think the way they were, and I didn't hear it, I'm just watching that small little thing thinking that's the mom speaking, that's the dad speaking. They're very upset, yet it's so turned in because they don't know how to turn it out. Like, who am I supposed to talk to about this problem? Which makes me think 13-year-old reflecting on her parents to go forward, her parents didn't have self-esteem, okay? And that's part of the 13-year-old's problem is her backing. She can't make it go forward. She may love her parents, but she's in a painful position. And look, it's heartbreaking. You know, is our value of life what we can help facilitate the news for your wife, fee and fed, slice and diced, okay, doff, tone, nice, you know? The value of the news is this not expected. It's not really making an honest difference by presenting it. So my thoughts on seeing the 10-year-old and the 13-year-old that killed themselves was, you know, I think your bulliers, your bullying people, I think they know. I think they know they got to get their digs in. It happens to me all the time in this way. I'm told I'm crazy. I'm unattractive. I'm ugly. I'm psychotic. I get hit. I'm told I'm a cunt. Will Miles said I was a witch. He didn't say I was a witch. He said that he was aware of what I was doing online. That my way of thinking was like a witch. And I'm like, how did he put it? No, that it was more like a virus. And I said, you shouldn't have been, good thing you weren't around during the witch hunt. Meaning, his sort of thinking would have got a woman strung up. Okay? Why? So the law and the couple pled doft can fornicate on her lot. You, seriously? Under the guise of reason? You would drown a woman, and if she survived drowning, then she wasn't a witch. I really don't understand that ever passed as a conversation. Oh, let me guess, those people believed in God too, in Jesus Christ, for goodness sake. Goodness snake? Okay. Is that how that works? So if a woman could be accused of being a witch and then you can drown her. So you put her underwater, and if she survived drowning, then she wasn't a witch. But she was dead, okay? But she wasn't a witch. And then the people doing the dumbass exercise get to have her property, okay? Oh, joy. Yeah, I could find a lot of joy in those communal roots. Looks like what I've bred off doft, crumb, and bum. Okay. Let's see. No, that's really heinous. That type of thinking, that type of conversation. It's a conversation. Two dudes. Oh, let's put the gratuitous EWE in the middle of two hyphenated dudes. Okay. To make it culpable, aka conceivable. I mean, it's really nasty, and that sort of thing happens now. It just has a different civil veneer, okay? One of the things that I enjoyed discovering so I had them take my files out of the website so that I could upload it fresh, but I haven't done that yet because I want to add more content and be like, okay, I bought another website, so now I've got two, and provide a segue onto that. And I'm still thinking about what the lay of the land is going to be on one new website or two new websites. And I actually have a third one in mind. I thought a domain that I want, and it is available. Uh, but I'm using that as a carrot on a stick right now. So I'm not buying it right now. But what's in the works is another website at the very least, and then thinking about the lay of the land. What is it for? What is its dynamic? Starting with something new? Do you want a different way forward? Do I? And let's see, what else? One of the things that I liked about the timing, taking time off, not having the website up, what I was able to understand is my value honestly goes missing. Okay? So I understand that I am 0 and 1 on my own necessary, comma, ND, no date. Okay. So that was interesting to understand. That said, you know, uh, get my sleep back because I tried one of those nights around the clock when I got the hotspot to try and get the website up, and it didn't happen, but I didn't sleep for a whole day. So had to pay for that a day or two later because I was diagonal the whole day. So it's like, well, let's just sleep this one out. Sleep this one. Let's sleep this one out. you know. Uh, Only to be kind of like feel re-insulted with, the rising cause of mammary awareness. Oh, gain. Okay. And it's kind of like, fuck, fuck me dry. I've already provided the time. So go direct if you like, if you want to. you know, Put your time in the line, the same time provided, if you have something to add. you know, as you asked, as you would stage. And Dow, WEAD, WED, AD. um, So that was an interesting realization. There was also a little bit of a window of poignant beauty in the sense of a mooring, a moor in the ocean is that thing that stays afloat, a buoy. There was for me, there was a window of feeling more of connection, of connectedness, of connection. That my issue, unseen, was still holistically, completely solvent. So I didn't mind that. That was nice to know also and discover that I can go completely silent and not visual and feel quite resonant in content, in contentedness. So building off of that, or building on, continuing on that, I decided, you know, I don't need to be hasty to get the website up. Just take your time. There's a couple of things I'm feeling out. New website options, and the last things that I want to get on this for sure. I don't know if I will stop here with the Rich Wrote website, but I know that there are certain things that I want on this to be like, okay, I upload now and provide a link of continuation as a possibility. You know, that's there, and I don't have to contact the host to take all my files down again so I can put them up in one shot. Who's being stingy? You can bring your own stag and stage as smooch as you want. As smooched asked you want. To toe the head to O with as much as you want to ante the head. Add dow with wood. Conceive heaven head and hand debt again. I wrote a note down, I'm gonna go get it. All right, still and style. So S-T-I-L-E, that's steps to climb for people and not animals. Style, L-E-I-T, that's your theme, your leitmotif. So still in style, L-E-I, lay, that's a flower. L-E parentheses I-T, let. Let, tat, that. Style, the theme, the flower, let, I-T, tat, that hat, and that hatch, C-O-N-E, rods and cones, H, hone. So on one, in, and on one, in. So N-E-I-N, E-I-N is one, but N-E-I-N is, doesn't that mean none? It's either nine, no or none. I'd have to check it, but I can't check it now because I might freeze the video if I switch to another screen on my computer. Style, the hatch on one, the hat tone on one. In on one, net, and ne eat. O-N-E parentheses A-T-H-E R-E parentheses A-P. and none one, the ether, eat the there, regarding the rep and the reap, the pair, P-A, parentheses I, R-E, parentheses A-D, do, Tao with ea.ven, head and hand, known. So DK, I use that as Denmark. Den. My grandma is from Denmark. So the flare, the lair, you know, where the pit, where an animal exists, is Tao with ea.ven head, DK, is now known. Tao with who, two with Tao with W-H-O-D-O-B-E, parentheses A, T, H-E-I-R-D. So I'll write that out on the video. Basically, I'm saying my framework is styled to teach you perfect PF, pill, it peels, pile, fill, file. Take a pill too. If you think you could overdose in reality, be my guest. I'm not asking you to be hyphenated, drug-rugged, and shag-hagged. and unconsciousness -t as opposed to consciousness -t. So I'm saying in the way that I'm writing that it's the perfect fill and file to teach you one step at a time how to climb the stairs to be here as there, as with anywhere, to tower, T-O, put a T-P in there, T parentheses P-O. Purchase order, your prisoner of war, -T. We don't need a prisoner of wart if we're all the present, prescient client in one tone, hone, roan, and throne. You get to choose by your desire now what you want to do or what you do not want to do. The point is you don't get to determine the direction up to that wood. So my parallax is really the perfect and necessary affront to competition for no reason thief end. Because it exists without boundaries. It can keep expanding for no reason thief end without boundaries. And the only thing, and it's my contention, it's a theory. Your competition for the marketplace thief end is a theory that's never been tested, and the only thing that can test it is a theory for completion, even the very thing that your competition for no reason thief end does not provide, hand in hand with innocence and reflection. So my parallax is not designed for doff stupid to mark on it for no reason thief end. Doft gets to decide what his test date will be in reality. Okay? Jesus is in. Okay? Jesus is in here, right here. Okay? And in this law, in this forum, your law T is speaking for EWE, but it's doing it with two dudes. And in this forum, I'm speaking for the night. And I am EWE, and I'm carrying dues. I'm carrying do. Do with you. All right? So I'm really getting at exactly what the competitive marketplace for no reason thief end says it's providing, and that is freedom of choice. You've got freedom doffed choice. You got freedom of stupid choice. And that's how you get to earn your money, by being stupid, by handing off to stupid and regaling your consciousness with expression, thief end, because you're not the presentable image to believe in, okay? That you cared to do the work and that you're carrying it as a value to distribute, either by your image or by your words, okay? So really, it's about accountability. What do you want? Yet I provided plenty of concourse to know what you're getting into and what it means to. Okay, but you can choose not to, and that's fine. My news is going to keep going because spirit does not have any boundaries either. I've added to it that Tao with the heathen head and hand would, in the Denmark, would now be known. Tao with hood, B-E parentheses A-T, H-E-I-R-D, debt, B-E in the trial balance, so the debt to TB, trial balance, BE parentheses AD would be the bed, doff, the foot, F parentheses T, A-R-E, A-D, would be bed off the foot of a fair tear. It's your tear weight, your packaging, packaging. Ag is your judge. It's also the agriculture where you stand. Fair, tear, ta, thanks, R-E-A-D. So please understand the bullies in the competitive marketplace thief end are not desiring to present a two with who? Two with H-O, okay? To talk to. And they're hogging the honest shoe and show. And they're gaining money by presenting their value, okay? They only stand noise to hand doffed a fan, okay? It should be fairly obvious, I do not want stupid as my fan. There's not a whole lot I've done in my life to garner stupid to like me, okay? The other thing you need to know is honey has never been honestly made, and quite ironically, or without irony, sire, ironically, It can't be man-made. Man can't make honey, okay? And so you got a sweetie pie. It's never been honestly made. It's never been honestly laid, okay? With the day, lady. It's never been laid. It's never been well laid day, okay? And consequently, DH, designated hitter, designer of humanity, doctrine of humanity, it's never been hayed, day and hayed. When something is hayed, like a head has been hayed, a roll of hay, you've rolled it over, okay? The day's already been provided when it's hayed. We've got a date for no reason thief and a Dow with warts without ever thinking of an honest consort in your law. That is hayed, okay? And that is held in place because he'll always provide the woo-d, okay? And your ag in the law, -t, the lot, for no reason thiefun, gives the primary money to continue, okay? As a prime, looking like a prime mover and someone that's sustainable and accountable to. But it's only accountable to. And to toy you with woo-d, would the date for completion thiefend. What else? So much to say with my new haircut. What else? I'm saying you say the right thing now on the right frame, and bing, you understand the damn game. And dead again. Okay? So you get to choose what you want to do here. You know what you're getting into. I've stair-stepped it so that anyone that wants to can understand too. I've done the work. I taught. I sought. AUGHT, that's the value of 0. Okay. And you can see the ad hoc and doc, CHEAROD. Parentheses HEAD, the deadheads to add AD, dead again. Where your ag is Jesus. Now, isn't that what your law -t is suggesting? That everyone that consults your law for the people under God, that you are the covetable penis of Jesus, and that they, speaking to you, have shagged it? Or would have? Isn't that what that's suggesting? Isn't that your whole incorporated business suggesting, I shagged Jesus' penis, so I feel free to look at me? I am free to be as naked as I want to be because I shagged Jesus' penis. Or I would have. You can see there's not really a stag out there that would shag Jesus's better half. Okay. So we just reduced the stag and the stage and the tag in the ag and the agricultural to land. It's back in the favor of people that want to, okay? And you don't have to be mitigated by people that only want to, like Breitbart News, okay? that creates news of 0 hyphen 0 hyphen 0 hyphen 0 hyphen, so they can quite manufacturally snooze better while you lose, because you're not paying to their wet het tissue that soothes the you to weed and wet off through, okay? And endow it to get nude. Nude dude. You're going fishing. It's malfeasant. Don't be speaking unless you're bringing the value. To be the heir. H-E-I-R. Right here. H-E-R-E. And if you're going to speak, toot to trial balance boot, you need to bring a replacement. You need to bring a rep and a reap, place, pace, pal, lace, A-C-E, common era, A-D, at, E. You ate at the date that you speak. Speak your dough hand and dough hinge, your money hinge, okay, to get in. You're never going to get an honest lay with anyone, okay? So I'm fucking all your sexual life here. You're never going to get an honest lay. Unless you bring it through my time in line. To rep place, reap place, debt in thine, tine, hine, hind, all right? Without thief ends. What else? Anything you're doing other than that is not actually honest. Tooling an image for Doff to look at you? What? I just really want you to, I'm going in front of you all today so that I can let you know, you need to look out for what you're getting into, all right? I really think that's important to say. I think that's important to say that you should really know what you're getting into. Okay? Can I please speak to Mike Pence so I can say this in person, how much I appreciate that when he would listen to someone like me? And then, can I do an interview that I'm going to get paid for? And repeat to the world, it's really important to know what you're getting into. Look, well, I'll give you a throwback picture of when I was on Baywatch and I was running on the beach. Remember me when I speak. It's important to know what you're getting into. By the way, I believe in vegetarianism, and I love animals, and I love kids, and I really hate it when Kid Rock does not let me use him as my personal tampon. Maybe Kid Rock does like being used as a personal tampon. I don't know. Okay. Kid Rocked. I do not know. Now I'm playing stupid. Okay. You didn't think I could play stupid, huh? You'll have to check it when I get my performance art up there and I'm bleach blonde, okay? Um, you'll be able to read into those layers of what I was masterminding. I was putting an image out there to have it stereotyped so I could get a response, and then like keep on going. I know what your stereotype is. I know how you're going to read me, you know? I just directed it by having bleach blonde hair, okay? I was your escort. I took you right to your game end. So I could be like, boop, put a cap on it. Yeah, you want to check out my back? Fine, that's where you're going to stay. Inert. I can't say that I was doing it. You know, it's like feeling my way into it. So say with my mom, she was a cheerleader, and she would say, I recall as a young person, she told me that her favorite, best part of her life was when she was a cheerleader in high school and when she was pregnant. And I was able to read into that knowing my mom, she was very image driven, liked tailored clothing, presentation. She had a cute little petite, long-legged cheerleader figure. And I was able to read into that the generation she grew up in, those were perfectly molded and modeled things for her to feel that form and feel that she had truly arrived, okay? But yet that time had passed and eclipsed, and so all she had nothing else to grow into in terms of another highlight, okay? And while she may wax nostalgic about a time that she glorifies as her happiest state, I never knew it. Okay? She never actually presented it to me ever. Okay? I heard about it, that she actually enjoyed something, but by the time I came along, she was not a happy person. Okay? Waxing on something that made her happy, rarely heard. Okay? The woman couldn't get out of the hoops, okay? She was stuck in between religion, telling her to stay stuck, kids she has to support with a husband at a job that's only there to eventually fuck her over for gleaning her image. And then after 20 years, she would get a bonus to make sure they take away from her at 19 and a half. Okay? That was the hospital she worked in. Yeah, shit. Hardly found my mom in a good mood to wax poetic about a happy time. And when it came out, it's kind of like, I'm not buying it. All I know is you've got Martha Stewart in a spare room, okay? You've got gift wrapping, ribbons, packages, cards, okay? You've got a Hallmark store in the basement. And my little artwork growing up, my mom bought me things, and then she would hold over me how much she went without. I would be, as a young person, bounding up the stairs because I ran, because apparently my parents can afford running shoes, so I did that sport, okay? No glorification there. I had running shoes, and that's the sport I did, okay? I'd be bounding up the stairs, and I looked happy, because I was, and Mom would say, it's a good thing one of us can be happy. And I'm like, I'm 13 fucking years old. Why do I have to be your fucking parent? Okay? Of course, I didn't say that, and I didn't actually start swearing till I got out of Brigham Young University. But boy, when I did, it was like lighting a fire like a trucker with panache, okay? It was fairly instant, okay? Making that decision. That decision was prompted by Steve. Steve at Great Harvest Bakery. I've talked about that before. Anyway, apparently I'm not good with math, and I already know that, but I didn't get my hours right working at adding up at Great Harvest Bread Bakery, and so he told me to use a calculator, and I said, but I did. And he thought I was being smart, but I'm like, I did use a calculator. What's the big deal? I'm not trying to be evasive. If the hours aren't right, then make them right, okay? But that was not good enough for him. He followed me around and he kept harping on me. And then he followed me outside of out of the bakery, and it was in a strip mall close to Brigham Young University. I was out there, parked, blue Volkswagen Beetle. He follows me outside to keep talking to me about it, or to talk to me about something. So there's a little rev of the engine for Volkswagens. For me, on that Volkswagen, you kind of had to keep you had to keep your foot on the pedal of gas to kind of keep that little motor humming so it didn't fag out. So the motor stop, okay? So I'm slightly, depressing to keep the, the motor turning to warm it up. And I could see him coming out, so I have to kind of, keep it humming just a little bit, waiting for him to get here. I roll down the window because I'm respectful, like, I'm not knowing that he's going to come out there and keep harping on me. I can't remember what he said, but it was at that point I pretty much decided now is a good time to swear. Revved it really loud. And went finger out the window, drove that whole kiosk length of that strip mall. You are a shithead! Okay? That was about it. That was my Mormon boss. And that was my advertisement for him. For all that he offered me to put up with. So, where was I? Traversed a little bit today. Let me try and backtrack a little bit. Where did I get off track? I think it was difficult because I was always being misread in my intention, and my happiness was always questioned that I must be stupid to begin with. I must be blimey stupid if I'm happy. And I'm like, it's quite the opposite. Give me the opportunity to introduce myself like a boomerang, and I will gift your awareness as my vending machine, okay? Is that not what the competitive marketplace thief end is doing? If there's no chance and he will and follow through, you're having a sentiment, okay, that is falsely misconstrued and also falsely guarded with regard. You never honestly asked the premise to ask you and screw you to be in charge. It's been two thieves all along, okay? The money, song, and dong is all hyphenated. So a really great, robust value about my frame is its dough hand is 0. You don't need money to partake, you just need desire, even to the estate, gestate, and gestate. I think we all know what we need to do. What's the right thing to do? You need just to step off getting paid to ask, screwed, and skew, okay? But you that are standing doff, stupid, to get toffed, for no reason, thief end, can't keep your current income if you're honest in selling yourself as the awareness to stare at Tao with health and wealth. If the value's always been here, malfeasance has always stood to screw it. We shouldn't be looking at men to save the day, okay? That's misleading. Because you're geared to Tao with work to gain for no reason. And you can't fire the driver. Because the driver is the language. It's your still in style, okay? And it's hyphenated. That's how it starts. That's how it ends. That's how it begins again. For continuity's sake, estate, gestate, and gestate. Look at the people that have stability, okay? Then you can see their associations, and they're not honest heathen, okay? Nor can they be. So stop looking to them to provide a value. And then you'll start seeing what's actually necessary and who's doing the real work. The real work of love to be necessary and follow through, even do of. Rich thinks that the good intentions will have a expectation of failure. Not if you're selling yourself and you have to be accountable to yourself. Understand that your bravery to go to war is not really bravery. You as men have never done this, okay? You never actually screwed the U, EWE, with ID. EID, you've never done it. Not one of you. And we can look into that and say it's not for want tough it. I do think things will change. One of the value of dough, the rising and the falling, Z, your sleeps, A to Z, you sleep, slept, purdy, leaper, lep, per. Is getting things in a conceivable arrangement. It's one of the most, I would say, important plot lines of any good story. If it's not, having to do with something, providing for your love and follow through, It's providing for your well-being, and your well-being is where you lay your head at night. Okay? For me, I see the change slow, inch by inch, straight and narrow, right out of my ass. Okay? It's narrow marrow. Okay? One bone to the imp. I'm the MVP past. um, I think the dough is also the hydrogen you go to sleep in, and you raise up, and you know, when you're asleep, you sort things out. And for me, taking naps and stuff, I raise with an awareness, with something lucid, like the high points, they rise up, okay, and they have greater clarity. Um, so the value of this dynamic is it's a slow, steady change. It's personal. You're doing it on your own. You're taking in the hydrogen through the ether, and you're doing it on your own, in your own time, which is the same as mine. So the value of sleep then, and the time that it takes to change the viscosity, the elasticity, spiritual elasticity of awareness is, I think it's about directing and accessing the subconscious, the unconscious, in bringing it to a conscious state, you know? With what looks like a woman is just at that time of the month, she may be pissed off because you presented her a cup, see up, and she just realized you thief and doffed. I could put that into words for you to understand and see your misconception at your own hand that you continue to stand, okay? That might make a woman feel more sustainable in herself and in her emotions, to know that she's been carried well. And then willed debt, tooth the tail. Duh. LD, low, road. Even if it's from her imaginary nail. That's all she has to work with. Now we're just looking at two parallaxes, which she prefer. One that's predictably going to orientate itself to war, because that's the only traction it can offer for action, because that's its origin. Or one that's designed for completion, even. I'm talking about the design of the language. Your design of your language, where you say, you know, God is His word. The agile ag wrote that, and it was never to be even. It was always to be ea.ven, he-ven, net, fee-fend, or fee-fan. To the swampy bog and marsh of I don't know because I don't want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You don't have veto to.